Hello everyone, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3. I know some of you are looking at some of the stuff on the screen, and I feel like I need to explain. So, this is sort of a special video that I felt like doing after I have basically been spending like the past couple of weeks or so delving back into Total War Warhammer 3, partly because I'm hyped for the Thrones of Decay DLC, which is going to be coming out next week. So if you're wondering when I'm making this, it's literally a week before that DLC comes out, which you can probably tell since we got our buddy Karl Franz here, the Emperor, and you can probably see that this is basically like the... this was sort of a last hurrah type of run, I guess, for the old version of the Empire before it gets its rework in the upcoming DLC. Though obviously this is not a normal run. Yes, I am using a number of cheat mods to make this substantially easier for myself. This is also on easy difficulty, so I'm just getting that out of the way right now. This is not... I'm doing this to showcase something, and I use these to speed up the process of getting to this point, because it's kind of a... you have to go through a number of... you have to do a number of things in order to actually get to these. So what I'm wanting to do is showcase something that is courtesy of a mod that I want to basically give a spotlight to and give a huge shout out and credit to those who are behind making this mod. And the mod is specifically called Victory Objectives Overhaul. It's for obviously the third game. If there were ones for the previous ones... I'm guessing it was like either labeled like 1, 2, or 3. But basically, yeah, I believe the name of the mod in the workshop is called Victory Objectives Overhaul. And basically what the purpose is it's giving you extra different types of routes of things that you can do for your campaign to like add more flavor or variety to it, which is fun. As opposed to, say, like basically the only variety of doing... a campaign of a certain faction. The only difference is usually just the short victory objective campaign here, which you can't see. That is one thing that you won't be able to actually see with this. Now, it's worth noting this is not done for every lord in the game. There are some that do not have this done yet, though they are working on it. But, like, for certain characters, they are done, and when you have this enabled, if you go to Victory Conditions, you'll only see the 3 routes, because they give you at least 3, at least I think it's just 3, routes for whoever you're playing as. But you won't be able to see what the short and long campaign conditions are. You'll have to kind of, like, memorize what those are, in order, if you want to actually get those done, to trigger the endgame scenario, for what if you're even doing that or whatever. But basically you'll get 3 different types of routes that will encourage you to do different things, which will also give you a different unique reward. There are some that I mean, like, I've been like, I mean, they seem okay. And then there are some that I see that are just, like, really cool, that will offer some really cool, unique rewards. One of my personal favorites is the ones for one of the routes for Grimgore Ironhide. I may show it off at the end of this. But what I want to focus on in this video is, of course, for our good old buddy, Emperor Karl Franz. He's got 3 different routes here. This first one, it's not, it's fine. It's a mysterious protector of the Empire. Mysterious plague spreads from the north. Beastmen prey upon the Emperor's loyal subjects within the Drakewald forest. Marienburg's secession drains the Imperial coffers on a daily basis. Barely recovered from his most recent skirmish with the Greenskins at Blackfire Pass, Karl Franz readies the men for a new campaign to unite the western provinces of his empire. So, if you maintain control of the following 11 provinces, which is the Empire, and destroy or vassalize the following factions, which are Marienburg, Warherd, the One Eye, and, of course, Festus the Leech Lord over here, then you get Reclamation of Marienburg. Marienburg's independence is no more. Rulership has been returned to the Duke of Marienburg, Theodoric Gausser, and the wealth from its ports now flows into the Imperial Treasury. If I mispronounce some names, I apologize. I am still a bit of a novice when it comes to Warhammer and its characters and the lore, so forgive me. But what you get is 50% more income from trade good producing buildings, plus 10 leadership when fighting at sea, and plus 10 melee attack when fighting at sea, and that counts as a short campaign victory. Completing a route will count as a campaign victory and will trigger the victory achievement. Do not worry, you will still be able to keep playing to complete the other routes, or go for world domination if you want. So that's just one route, or you could do all three of these, or you could just do one if you want to just see the achievement. The other is, second route is Defiler of the Dark. Grim tidings make their way from the east. Despite his apparent death beneath the ramparts of Altdorf many years ago, the vampire Vlad von Karstein has returned. While he musters his legion of the dead, malicious tree spirits gather in the Griffin Wood, slaughtering good citizens of the Empire without rhyme or reason. And disturbing reports of doppelganger activity continue to plague Stirland. This cannot stand. Karl Franz orders his men east to put down these new threats to his reign once and for all. So you get, same thing, get the Empire provinces, but then you do this. You either destroy, vassalize Sylvania, the War Grove of the Woe, and the Deceivers. So Vlad, Drysha, and the Changeling. And you get the Cleansing of Sylvania. Upon the battlements of Castle Drakenhof, the Emperor slew Vlad von Karstein in personal combat, staking him through the heart to ensure he would never return. The Cleansing of Sylvania has begun, though it will take many years to purge these blighted lands. Minus 20% enemy hero action success chance, hero capacity +4 for warrior priests and witch hunters, and -4 corruption. So, yeah, there's that. But then this is the one that I really like, and this is the one I actually want to show off here. Route 3, Darkness Rising. Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, has united the warring tribes of the north and now marches south with the largest host ever seen in living memory. In response, Karl Franz sends his emissaries across the known world. He will assemble a grand council of war, a conclave of light, to stand against the coming darkness. How many of you saw and remember the trailer for Immortal Empires when they were adding it to this game? How many of you thought that was one of the coolest trailers ever, where it didn't show any gameplay? It was just a thematic, basically love letter to the setting, of Warhammer Fantasy. Just basically like a cinematic trailer of the characters and like this story of what it would be like if all these factions and such collided in one giant map, where we see Karl calling a meeting of all these other known races, the dwarves, the elves, Kislev, and like all these, these factions that represent like order and light against the horrible forces of darkness and chaos that are basically moving their way onto them. Chaos, the Skaven, and they show all these different real awesome cameos and pairings, which were so cool. And of course, the meeting there was great, seeing Karl with Teclis and Thorgrim, other representatives from Bretonnia and Kislev, and of course the funniest part, with Teclis, there's no time for short-sightedness, and Grudgebear going, short? Just, the best part. Absolutely loved that part. But what the folks who, I assume it's more than one person, that's why I'm saying just these folks, because I don't know who it is, personally, even though I did get in communications with one of them who does work on this mod last night, as I was actually testing it out on another one, specifically a run with Torox, because one of the cool things that they have been doing is they've been bringing back old quest battles from the previous games that were basically cut from this version of the game. So a lot of these campaigns in Immortal Empires, you can't do those quest battles anymore. Some of them you kind of can, but some of them were removed, cut. Well, one of the things they want to do with this mod is try to get those back, which I love. I love those cinematic storytelling quest battles that just add more to the experience. And I'm glad they're bringing those back. Now, not all of them are in, but they are working on them, and they've been trying to bring more of them. But here's what's really cool about this one, and this is what the purpose of this video. This is a quest battle, and in order to do this, you have to send a character, any character, hero, to Bretonnia, to the dwarves, to Kislev, to the High Elves, and to Grand Cathay, and have a defensive military alliance with at least 5 factions. I guess it doesn't matter who, though I think more thematically it would be get it with those specific factions. And then destroy the War Host of the Apocalypse, which is Archaon, and then you get this, a quest battle called the Storm of Chaos. And the thing here is called the Conclave of Light. Storm clouds gather. Our borders are beset by evil, both mundane and immortal. How long can we withstand this onslaught? We must form an alliance. We that die alone will survive together. That's actually something that Carl said in the trailer. In the Steam page of this mod, they said that they were inspired to make this quest battle by that trailer and that scene. And I love that. This is not a quest battle from a previous game. This is a new, unique quest battle that was made by the people who made this mod, just to add to this whole experience, this whole cinematic experience that you can try to have with this game if you get some mods to help out with that. Because on its own, vanilla-wise, I mean, this is more so meant to be a big sandbox experience, not necessarily a narrative campaign experience, which I do like, but it's not really in Immortal Empires. It's kind of that way in the Realms of Chaos map, depending on who you're playing as long as you're not playing the original campaign that came with this game, where you're going into the Realms of Chaos, because I think a lot of us are just kind of done with that and just kind of tired of it. But there are times where I would like other certain campaigns, like in Immortal Empires, for it to be more thematic, to have more of a narrative, to have some more story to it, just to add to the experience, you know, that you're not just playing a campaign with your, you know, just like doing the battles, just with nothing else to it, you know, nothing more to that. This is an example of adding more to that experience, you know, in my personal opinion. I love that they give these unique objectives with these cool, unique rewards. The fact that this is a quest battle that you cannot, that Creative Assembly didn't make this quest battle. The people who made this mod made this quest battle. Now, obviously the topic about mods and what the modders make and the actual developers make is a whole different discussion topic. I'm just going to be upfront right now saying that I am someone who loves seeing the artistic creativity of the mod authors be on display through mods like this. This is one of the reasons why I do tend to go a little mod crazy with some of these games. I probably have way too many mods enabled right now in this campaign, this game, which is kind of making it a little unstable and a little buggy. But sometimes I just can't help myself because I see so many great mods that I'm like wanting to make all of it work together just to make one of the more incredible experiences that I can possibly get out of playing these games. And this is not just the case with this game. This is the case with other games I've used lots of mods for, like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Skyrim, all these other games, XCOM 2, that have really embraced, or, well, not embraced, because some don't, but depending on the company and the franchise, they will be like, yeah, sure, go ahead with the mods. Yeah, by all means. Some companies don't understand or have this stance that they think mods somehow takes away or ruins the game that they've made, when in fact that's not really the case at all. As Total Biscuit himself said in his video about XCOM 2, modding is not the enemy. It's your friend. It will add so much more value to your game and years of sales for another game that doesn't have mods or doesn't allow mods, that would probably just be done with its sales and profit making like within a handful of months. Whereas games like this are going to continue to make more money and sell more copies, because the more active that a mod community stays, the more it's going to encourage people to want to keep checking out and playing the game or pick up copies of it. There are people that are still making mods for a game like Morrowind. I mean, that's right there, and like should tell you that, okay, that gives people more reason to keep going back to a game like Morrowind, because these people are still actively making mods for it. You know, that's just an example of what I'm talking about. You know, it just keeps the experience fresh, you know? And that's one of the things I love about finding mods like this. I'm so happy I found this mod, and I highly encourage for you guys to go ahead and grab this mod if you want to add more variety and flavor to your Immortal Empires campaign experience. Now, it's not done for every lord. Like I said, according to the page, they're about 68% done. Like, Karl Franz and I think the other Empire Lords are done, but like, for example, not all the Skaven Lords are done. Like, I think 4 of them are done, like Queek, Snitch, Throt, and Tretch are done with their custom victory objectives, but Skrolk and Ikit aren't done yet. So, like, there's going to be some that, if you're wanting to check them out, they're just not ready yet. So you're just going to be patient. Like, I got to be a little patient because I do want to see what they do for Ikka Claw, but I'll just have to wait. So anyways, I know that I've been talking here for about 15 minutes instead of actually showing you what I wanted to show you guys, but, you know, I just felt like this needed to be talked about and explained because I'm really trying to make a point here and help also showcase off, you know, I hope... I did let the person who is involved with this mod know last night in Discord that I was probably going to make a video on this. So if you see this, I hope that you're enjoying this spotlight I'm giving to your mod. Especially with... I assume you guys... I would love to know like how you guys went about making this, because I'm really impressed with the quality of this quest battle. I really am. I think this is really awesome. And to me, this is the kind of thing I would love and expect to see as like a grand epic finale to the story of Warhammer Fantasy. Like, maybe this was intended to be like an end times kind of scenario. I don't know. I'm still a novice when it comes to all the stuff involving Warhammer Fantasy, even like in any of the Warhammer stuff. Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, End Times, 40k. I'm still learning. So, but yeah, this quest battle, oh my goodness. From the Chaos Wastes, Archaon, Lord of the End Times, marches south. Alright, so it's basically the same thing I already mentioned. Actually, no, it's a little different. I take that back. I'm sorry. Lord of the End Times marches south into the lands of Kislev, a vast horde of demons, beastmen, and Northmen following in his wake. The Ice Queen calls for aid, and Karl Franz answers. After assembling a grand alliance of dwarves, elves, and men, he marches north with all haste to meet the Ever-Chosen's forces head on. So, as I said earlier, I am using mods for this to make this significantly easier. I'm going to try to make sure I don't just steamroll this or try to not end this super fast. You know, I'm just going to possibly just kind of like hang back and let the AI do what they, you know, because I want to show off this battle as much as I can. So, like, you'll notice I've got quite a beefy army in terms of units, a lot of steam tanks, because this is another mod where you can add some unique steam tanks into it. You'll also notice their stats are incredibly buffed. That's another mod I'm using, which gives me absurd buffs for the player only. So yeah, I'm absurdly overpowered right now. But this is the thing I'm wanting to show off here. Look at this matchup. We've got Katerin, Teclis, Boris Todbringer, Grudgebearer, Ulrika, Felix, other Kislev, Dwarf, you know, High Elf units. I don't know why it's showing a Goblin for Gotrek. I'm not sure if that might be a bug, either on my part or on the part of the mod. I don't know. I'm just... If the person working on this mod is seeing this video, I'm just letting you know that is a thing. I don't know what's causing that. It's possible I'm not sure. But anyways. But then look on the other side over here. The Shadow Legion, and then you've got Kugath, Nakari, Skarbrand, Kairos, Be'lakor. By the way, Daniel is going to be in this as well. He does show up as well, even though he's not listed here. We've also got Throg, Torox, Malagor, Kolek, Kazarak, and others are going to show up as well. I'm going to try to point out everybody that shows up as I can, but it's a lot. There's a lot of cameos in this battle. So, I hope you're getting the idea that this is like the most epic showdown between the forces of chaos and the forces of order/light that we're probably going to get. The Grand Alliance. It is here, on the outskirts of the cursed city of Prague, where the world's fate will be decided. For too long have the servants of the ruinous powers brought misery and death to our lands. The line must be drawn here. By Sigmar, we will take not one step backwards. By Sigmar, the Ever-Chosen falls this day. Let us be rid of their foul taint now and forever. I can't do a speech as epic as Karl Franz's voice actor does. I'll try to let you listen.
Once more, we will ally with the Manlings, just as Grimnir did 10 centuries ago. We will repulse these vile creatures with our dying breath and renew the oldest and greatest alliance this world has ever seen.
Only a fool underestimates his adversary. I will see to it.
We mark another grudge.
It would be unwise to waste...
Ready, axes!
I will brook no meagerness. Our common cause shall benefit the world.
Agreed. Refusing union weakens us all. As Sigmar fought, so shall we. We have marched many miles, but there is no distance so great that I would not gladly march it to face this, our ultimate foe. For Sigmar, for the Empire, for the Warhammer!
Alright, so before we start, obviously I'm sure some of you guys want me to show off things here. Not necessarily my army, but the rest of like the allied forces are here. Like Katerin, Teclis is over here on a horse and not a phoenix, which I'm sure makes some people happy. There's Boris Todbringer, which I know some people are still waiting for him to be added as a playable lord. We're still waiting for Toddy to get some love from Creative Assembly as a playable lord, maybe in a future DLC. Fingers crossed. There's Thorgrim Grudgebearer, writing down another grudge in the Damaskran. Of course, Gotrek and Felix are here. Although I imagine they had to use that model for Gotrek for a technical reason. Katerin's here just on her feet rather than like on a bear mount or something. You'll probably notice that she is level 40. And it's interesting that no one else is like showing their like level as a lord. Katerin's the only one here right now. But she did bring in an elemental bear with her, so there is that. We've also got some like Ice Guard, Ironbreakers, Swords of Ulrich, Swordmasters of Hoeth, Sargard. So yeah, those are a lot of our allied forces for the moment. If you think this is it for the quest battle, oh no, trust me, more are going to show up for both sides. But then look at this other side. Look at this other side over here. We've got combined forces from all these demons of chaos. And if you thought I was kidding, oh no, 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 take a look. When are you ever going to see this side over here? The Blue Scribes, Be'lakor, Kairos, Skarbrand, Nakari, Kugath, Throg, Kolek Suneater, Torox the Brass Bull, Nurglings, Minotaurs, Blue Horrors, Gore Herds, Demonettes. When are we ever going to see Skarbrand and Nakari standing next to each other, not trying to kill each other? They're both here standing here like ready to kill us side by side when we know they should be wanting to kill each other. Oh, and there's Malagor. Morgar isn't here. And there's Kazarak right over there. I knew he was here. I was like, where is he? He's over here on his chariot. Alright, so I think I'm just going to have my forces just hang back and just kind of like enjoy the show. We'll see. Because you'll notice the range of my units. This is part of that overpowered mod thing I was talking about. So I may just kind of like have them kind of like over here. Just be like, yeah, why don't you guys just kind of chill over here? Carl, you can be over here with the rest of them. While my army is just chilling over here. Katerin's going to be like, what are you doing? I'm just letting you go ahead and get your part in.
Obey!
So I apologize if some of you wanted to see me do this legit. I'm going to let you guys know right now, I'm a terrible player at this game. That's why I use mods to make the experience for me easier. I'm even playing on easy, so yeah, I'm pretty bad at this game. Like, there are some controls I still haven't really gotten the use of actually, like, using or such, so... Nah, actually, hold on. Nah. So, like, I've got another better camera mod, because I was wanting to give this a more, like, cinematic experience with the camera, but... But I'm not even the best when it comes to the camera controls either, so...
It is monstrous!
They slip from their hiding place!
We have not told! Take position!
I think Carl might just hang there.
No!
Up. Help out Ulrika, Carl. I could probably just have Carl just handle a whole bunch of this army on his own. Oh, here we go! Karl Franz versus Be'lakor and Torox and Throg! And they're all covered in blood. Which I'm sure makes Skarbrand very happy. Blood for the Blood God!
Very well! This is my command! For Heldenhammer!
Probably gonna just... Uh-oh, Boris is in trouble. Oh! I didn't realize that Carl could rampage. Oh, I wonder if that's what... Is Skarbrand? Yeah, Skarbrand did that. That's what happened. No, Boris! Alright, maybe I should get my army over here. What's this? Reinforcements? Archeon sends his legacy from the Darklands. It's the Chaos Dwarves! Ashtagoth brings the Chaos Dwarves forces. No, we're doomed! I'm actually now a little concerned. What's this? The Supreme Patriarch's overtures!
Humans.
To the Cathayans bore fruit, I see. We are honored to fight by your side, brothers from the East. It's Balthasar Gelt! Along with Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon! The Alchemist Bromance has borne fruit! If you think I'm joking, that's a literal thing that's coming up in the DLC. With the upcoming changes. Hey, Carl, how about you go get Kugath?
My rule is absolute! That's an order! Battle and blood await!
I don't think I've lost this battle. Mainly because I feel like my forces are just going to absolutely, turn everything around.
For the Warhammer!
So So yeah, there's Astrogoth. There's Backstabber. Centaurs, they have some magma cannons. Dreadquake mortars. The Everchosen takes to the field. Let Galmaraz taste that traitor's blood. It's Festus! And Daniel! And Azazel! And Valkia!
Prepare for combat!
For my motherland!
Fight to defend all you hold dear!
Boris and King Luen Leoncoeur, excuse me, along with Alberic and Repents and the Green Knight. It's okay, Katerin, your father is here. Bretonia and the rest of the Kislev forces are here! So a lot of my range forces are back here, just kind of like providing support.
Formation, march! No lingering! For Ulfdor! Moving faster! War!
Alright, we need to go get that Chaos Dwarf artillery over there, because they are just kind of like really hurting our forces. But just look at all the people who are here. Katerin is still here. She's just really hurt. She's like staying back. But just look at all the named characters who are here. I don't think... Like, the Warriors of Chaos forces are here. I don't think Archaon is here, though. There's Wulfric the Wanderer. Representing Norska. Alright, so I think...
Attack! You deserve execution!
We are now effectively removing these forces from the fight. I believe also that...
Ready for war! Quick march!
Let me have my forces get in there and back them up. I think Zatan the Black is also here somewhere. Like, we obviously saw Astrogoth, but I'm pretty sure the first time I did this, I saw Zatan the Black. I just forget where he is at the moment. He may even have already gotten killed, for all I know. Alright. Now I think we're gonna win. There's the Chaos War Shrine running. I don't think I saw, Oh, hey, Zhao Ming became a dragon. I don't think I saw Drazoth in here, though. But considering all the other characters who are actually here, that's, you know, it's like, well, look, they couldn't get literally everybody in here, you know? You know what? Let that guy run. Let's just go ahead and focus on eliminating some of these other guys here first, though. I'm sure the AI forces will go ahead and wipe the rest of them out. Because it's literally just that one Hell Cannon that has not sealed the victory here. Boris showed up on his bear. You know, Katerin, maybe showing up on a mount would have helped you out. I'm just saying. So yeah, it's really hard to be able to, like, spot everybody who's here. Because, like, I even almost missed catching Wolfric there. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's literally just... Okay, we got Festus down. Now it's just this one hell cannon. But yeah, I know that Zatan the Black was here in this fight. I just never actually saw him. I'm sorry about that. There's her pants. Just such an epic finale type of fight, you know? Like, now imagine doing that legit. I obviously did not, because I've got cheat mods, and I was just kind of like keeping my forces back. I was worried I was going to lose the battle there for a moment, because I had my forces just kind of stay back. But holy mackerel. What an epic finale to, like, what would be a really cool narrative campaign with you playing as the Empire. Because this quest battle is only available if you play as Karl Franz. As far as I know, you don't get this as any of the other characters. Like, I can't get this as Katerin or as Grudge Bearer. Like, this is only done through Karl Franz. Because the idea is that, of course, that Karl helped bring this together because he's the statesman, you know. Like, he is like one of those kind of like de facto, like, head good guys in the setting when you think about it. Although I'm sure someone that knows Warhammer better than I do may want to disagree with me on that, and that's fine, because again, I'm a novice here when it comes to this, so I'm still learning these things, but that's just how it's come across to me, you know? That Karl doesn't seem like that bad of a guy, you know? Based on the brief time that I've spent in this game getting to know some of these characters. Obviously, I haven't, like, read the books or really delved into that, but that's why I go to other people like Lore Master of Sotek to learn more about that when I can, so... So, obviously, for doing this quest battle, it then gives you the traits that you get for defeating all these named characters like Kugath, Throg, Festus, Astrogoth. So what you get as a reward for this is 5,000 gold, and the storm breaks. Together, the Grand Alliance forged at the Conclave of Light drove back the forces of darkness. All bore witness to the legendary duel between the Emperor and the Ever-Chosen, even though I never actually saw him during that quest battle. With a mighty blow from Galmaraz, the world's salvation was assured, and Archaon was cast screaming into the void. You get 100% allegiance points gained, 50% research rate, and minus 20% upkeep for all Elector Count state troop units for all armies faction-wide. That is a really good reward for pulling that off, especially if you intend to keep on going with this. So that just kind of like, once you get those, you then get these buffs up here. Yep, so... Anyways, I wanted to just go ahead and show off how awesome that quest battle is from, like, just wanting to showcase it. Obviously, I didn't showcase it legit in terms of me playing it normally like other people will, but that's where I say, feel more than free to grab this yourself and play it legit and experience that quest battle legit for yourself, you know, to give the people who made this mod some more love, you know. Head on over to the workshop. If you want to find it, just search Victory in the workshop and you'll find the mod. It's one of the top mods with that in there. Subscribe to it and give it a try. Like I said, 68% or so of the lords that are in this game have it done. I'm guessing once the DLC comes out, they will look into see how it's going to be compatible for the DLC, as well as what they would do for the new lords that are being added. At least 4 that I know of, which of course are going to be Epidemius, Elspeth, Malachi, and Tamarkan. I'm sure that once the dust is settled for the DLC, that they'll be looking into that. I'm guessing, you know, I don't, obviously I'm not part of that group, but I'm sure, like, if you ask them in the comment section of the mod for the Steam page, they also have a Discord that you can join to join the discussion about it, or if you want to try it out and you find any bugs, you can be able to go to a separate channel in their Discord to report that and let them know. I'm sure they'd appreciate that, so they can try to make the mod as best as it can be and as bug-free as it can be. They can also figure out whether or not something else, another mod you're using, is causing issues with it, like I discovered last night. But that's my fault for getting a little mod crazy. Because I'm sure, like, even for this run, with all the absurd numbers you're seeing on the screen, yeah, I have quite a few mods, and it's definitely causing some stability issues, though not nearly as much as it was last night. But yeah, I do tend to go a little mod crazy. But yeah, really awesome, well-designed quest battle from scratch for these mod creators. Massive credits. I think it's really well done, really great. I thought it was so cool seeing all those characters in one battle. Like, it really did feel like an epic finale to a story, I loved it. And I love that a number of these other previous quest battles are coming back. If they want to come up with ideas for other quest battles like that, maybe that was the one they wanted to do just because of how Creative Assembly kind of got the ball rolling with the idea of it from that trailer from Mortal Empires. But yeah, really awesome mod. Victory Objectives Overhaul is what it's called, and of course that quest battle just so great. I'm rambling a bit, sorry, kind of wrapping this up, but highly recommend you check it out. Give that mod a like and a favorite. Show them support and love, and I hope that you enjoy this mod as much as I do, and I hope you're just as excited for Thrones of Decay as I am, because boy am I excited. I cannot wait to play Elspeth and the unique stuff she's bringing to the Empire. Not to mention, there's also going to be changes for the other Empire characters, including Carl. Carl is getting some changes to how his campaign is going to work, which I'm very much looking forward to trying out. Along with Balthazar, Wulfric is getting not as many changes as the other ones are, but he's still going to get a couple of changes, though I've never really played Wulfric that much. When it comes to the Empire, I almost always play as Carl, but I'm very much looking forward to playing as Elspeth, which, here's the funny thing, another mod actually already added her into the game. She's right over here. So there's another mod called Legendary Characters, which has assets, which already added Elspeth as a character via this mod. Obviously, this is not the official version that's coming out in the DLC next week, but I would say that based on what they had an idea of when it came to this character, and especially when it came to like her skill tree and such, this is what the creators of that other mod, Legendary Characters, came up with, and I think it's actually like they have the Carmine Dragon in here, which, in case you're wondering how it looks in the mod, this is how it looks in the mod. So I'm still looking forward to the official version for the DLC next week, though. But yeah, it's just funny that, characters like these were already in the game via this mod. I mean, I should clarify. And now they're getting added. Though what's funny is that the Changeling was also in the game as part of that Legendary Characters mod as a legendary hero for Kairos in Immortal Empires via this mod, even if you already have him as a Legendary Lord via the Shadows of Change DLC. But anyways, if you're curious about the full list of mods I was using for this, I actually don't remember all of them. It's a lot. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and give a spotlight to that really awesome quest battle and this mod, Victory Objectives Overhaul. Give it a subscribe and try it out. Give it some love, especially to the creators of this mod. I think it's a really well done mod. Really fun, and I'm really looking forward to it getting further content and getting completed more so. Especially for some other lords I really like to play. Like I said, I'm really looking forward especially towards Ikit, Claw, and Skrolk, since those are two of my favorite Skavens to play, and they don't have them yet. It's been fun, though, the one with Queek. In fact, hold on. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to really quickly show you guys some others for some of these other characters. Just to go ahead and give you a better idea as to some of the different routes and and rewards. I just noticed that. Sorry. Yeah, my memory is... I don't exactly have the best machine to play this game on. That's why my game doesn't look all that great, because I do have to bring some of the settings down, but even so, it's still like, oh, your memory's running low. Like, I doubled my memory from what it used to be, and it's still, like, having issues here. You'll also notice that... because of the extra stuff, I'm able to get more options in terms of who I want to play. But this is another way you'll see, like, okay, improved victory objectives. You can go to the Steam guide for details on what those are going to be. But, like, for the Skaven, you'll see here, this is an extra one, don't mind him. You'll see here, it'll show, okay, so the victory objectives for this mod are for Queek, for Tretch, for Throt, and for Snitch, but just not for Skrulk or Icket. Now, in case you're wondering, well, what are they for the other ones? Well, you can't really see here. You have to go to the Steam page, or you just go into the game, and you'll see what it is here. So let's say I'll go ahead and start a campaign with Queek, and then I'll show you guys what those are for Queek to give you an idea of the different kinds of routes and rewards are. And then there's one other I want to show off. That's one of my personal favorites, and then we'll end the video.
Need more trophies, yes.
Alright, so... Queek has Route 1, Head Taker. The rack upon Queek's back is adorned with grisly trophies, each taken from the ruined corpses of his mightiest foes. Their trapped souls gibber to Queek endlessly, driving him to the edge of madness, yet each soul has its own wisdom, and many a battle has been won thanks to their sage advice. More voices must join the chorus, so Queek's victories will never cease. One of my favorite mods to get with Queek is a really cool idea where it's like, it's a mix of the Malice Darkblade Dark Whispers mechanic, where instead of Zarkin whispering to Malice, it's the heads on his back whispering to Queek about things to do, like really awful things to do, and you get a reward for doing it. The other is basically a head taker mechanic where you will defeat certain lords, and then you will have the option to use that to impale on his back, though you don't actually see it. But what it does is it creates a follower for you to equip on him to give you some specific bonuses and such. But the objective here is to destroy Scarbrand, Malagor, Cetra, Volkmar, and Repants, and you get We Are Legion. The Head Taker's trophy rack groans with a litany of voices, some enraged at their imprisonment, others humiliated at their defeat, but all subservient to mighty Queek, which gives him 50% more hit points, 5% more weapon strength, and 5% more ward save, which is pretty nice for someone like Queek. The second one, this is an interesting one. The Withering Idol. Under the orders of Warlord Nodwell, Queek leads his claw pack across the Southlands. They've been tasked, with finding the Withering Idol, an ancient artifact rumored to hold great power. Search for the Withering Idol by securing settlements via conquest or through vassals and military allies, which is Lamia, Temple Skulls, like these various ones here, which are all in this area down here. You get the Southlands Slaughterer. All fear the crimson terror of the Southlands. Whether fleeting across windswept dunes or hiding in sweltering jungles, he will find you. 15% more campaign movement range, 25% more casualties captured post-battle, and 10% more casualty replenishment rate for all armies. That's awesome! You also get the Withering Idol, a unique which reduces the growth of a local enemy province, 20% more miscast base chance for all enemy spellcasters for enemies in the local province. Withering Pulse, which affects enemies in range and melee 35 meters for 15 seconds, 3162 damage per second. So activates automatically when conditions are met. It's strong versus 25 men, units, or above. So that's a passive. So it happens, it looks like, if he gets into melee. But then here's the other really cool one. Journey to Skavenblight. Queek journeys to Skavenblight to present the Withering Idol to his master. When he arrives, the War King of Clan Moors reveals to his favorite subordinate his true intentions for the device. So I'll tell you, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler for what it is, because I thought it was really cool. You will then get the option to either, because you'll find out that Nodwell wants to use it to destroy the rest of the Council of 13 and like be the true ruler of the Skaven. Queek can then either have the option to usurp Nodwell and take him down and become the new head ruler of Clan Moors himself, or go along with it and be his right-hand man. And each choice gives you different types of buffs based on what you want. Now, here's the funny part. The extra characters mod has Nodwell now as an actual legendary lord that you can get. If you get Karak Asgal here to tier 5, you can then recruit Nodwell as a legendary lord. So it was just kind of funny that I had Nodwell's legendary lord, and then this choice came up. I'm like, well, he's with me, so I can't really betray him, so I'll just be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Even though that's probably not what Queek would do, because Queek is insane, but whatever. And then the War for the 8 Peaks. Of course, you have to have 8 Peaks with Queek. Within his power base underneath the once majestic stronghold of Karak 8 Peaks, now called the City Pillars by the Skaven, Queek has been fighting a never-ending war of attrition against the battle-hardened dwarf armies of Belagar and Skarsnik. A powerful warrior in his own right, Queek's deeds have since garnered the respect of the orcs, the fear of the goblins, and the eternal hatred of the dwarves. So, get Karak 8 Peaks, construct the ransacked dwarven vaults, and then you get the 8 Peaks Eternal Quest battle against the two of them. Destroy those two factions, and then you will get Lord of the City of Pillars, which gives you 30 growth, 10% income from all buildings faction-wide, plus 3 global recruitment capacity, plus 10 leadership in subterranean siege battles. You get, this is what I was talking about when it came to the mechanic of making the enemy's heads into like followers you can equip under your character. So here's an example of it. Belagar's head, which gives you 50% physical resistance, plus 5 leadership during siege battles, double experience gain for units when fighting against dwarves, and attribute expert charge defense, so that negates the charge bonus of any attacker, and Skarsnik's head, which gives you plus 50% ambush success chance, plus 5 leadership during subterranean intercept battles for your own army, double experience gains for units when fighting against greenskins, and the ability Fermented Fungi, which is which causes rampage and reduces melee defense by 24 for enemies in range for 15 seconds for 75 meters, which I'm guessing might be buffed by any of the mods I have. But yeah, that's an idea. Honestly, the one I really liked was this one here, just because I thought it was cool to be able to get this dilemma between this kind of choice you get. There's another similar kind of one. There's other objectives like this that give these kind of oh, you have a choice, a dilemma reward. Like one was for Helman Gorst, where he has to choose between letting his brother's souls be free to go into the afterlife, but in return he has to have a demon take over his body. Like Gorst has to sacrifice basically his himself and his body to free his brother's spirits, or reject the demon's offer and continue his possibly hopeless quest of saving his brothers. It was an interesting choice. And then, of course, yeah, like I said, being able to get these quest battles back into the game where you can do this with Queek is pretty cool. Alright, so that's with Queek. That's an example of what I'm talking about. There's one more I want to show you guys, because it's one of my personal favorites of this mod that I've experienced so far. I haven't experienced every one of these. But of the ones I've experienced so far, there's one more I've done that is one of my absolute favorites, and I want to share it with you guys because it's really funny. And it is Grimgore. Okay. So, Grimgore. The first one is Boss of the East. Everything I see is mine. All the Uber bits are mine too. I just ain't got there yet. When we reach the end of the world, I'll turn around and march back. Raise or conquer the following summons, which are over here in Cathay, and destroy Greasus along with Kolek, and you get the Great Maw's avatar. After clubbing Greasus to death with his own scepter and banishing Kolek from the mountains, the ogres saw Grimgore as a living avatar of the Great Maw, and pledged their allegiance. 100% for alliances with the Ogre Kingdoms, plus 40 diplomatic relations with the ogres, and 10% income from all buildings, along with the Ivory Road Bandit. With the combined might of the Greenskin and Ogre races, Grimgor cracked the Great Bastion of Cathay and burned the dragon fleets of Nippon. The Far East became green, and the Immortals soon grew to become masters at predicting and ambushing Cathayan caravan routes. Post-battle chance of stealing a magic item, plus 80% when fighting against caravans. And plus 50% income from post-battle loot when fighting against caravans. This is also a fun one. Burn the Badlands. Long ago, the Chaos Dwarves carefully bred enslaved greenskins to create a new subspecies, the Black Orc. They sought to make them stronger, hardier, and more intelligent, the perfect slaves. They succeeded on all counts, but one. So, maintain control of the following 7 provinces, which is the Badlands down here where the Chaos Dwarves are. Destroy the Disciples of Ashut and the Legion of Asgore, and you get Dradzoth's Crucible, the Black Hammer of Astrogoth, and then Slavesmiths. The Dalwizar have reaped what they have sown. They are now slaves to Grimgor, doomed to labor at their forges to produce arms and armor for his ever-growing Wa. Plus 20 scrap per turn, plus 10 armor for Black Orc units in all armies, and plus 10 armor-piercing weapon damage for Black Orc units in all armies. So yeah, if you're wanting to focus on Black Orcs with Grimgor, which you should, since he definitely buffs Black Orcs, yeah, that's one definitely to go for. But then this next one, this is my favorite, because it's just so funny. Unfinished business. Grimgor has returned to Karakadrin, this time with a colossal battering ram forged by captured demon smiths from the Darklands. The Stunties are going to need a bigger gate. Destroy Karakadrin, raze or conquer it. And then, Grimgor's last attempt to take Kislev was thwarted when the Ice Queen repelled his assault with a massive blizzard. But this time he comes prepared. A captured Imperial Pyromancer, his mind addled with madcap mushrooms, will keep the ice at bay. Destroy the Ice Court and get rid of Kislev. And Grimgor abandoned his last siege of Hell Pit when he grew bored of slaughtering the poor sport sent against him. But rumor has it that Throt the Unclean has crafted more powerful beasts in his flesh labs. Such a challenge cannot go ignored. Destroy Clan Molder and get Hell Pit, and here's the rewards you get. These are so funny. Stunty Bake. This way, lads. I'd having another big stunty bake. Reputation plus 2 per turn. Mushroom-addled Ice Witch. That's right, Yumi. Get my chopper nice and frosty. Enables frostbite attacks for Black Orcs. So you're giving Black Orcs now also frostbite attacks on top of the other buffs from the second route. And then this one, I love this one. This next one here. Pointy Fang. What's this do? Plus 10% hit points for all characters. I love the simplicity of that. It's a pointy thing. What's this do? And it just gives them more health. That is so orc, you know? This is why sometimes I don't call them the greenskins, I just call them the orcs. Or, you know, like, I know that's what we call the ones in 40k, but I don't care. Like, just when they talk like that, it's just so similar. I just can't help but be like, yeah, no, they're the orcs. I don't care what anyone says. But yeah, just holy mackerel. If you get Route 2 and Route 3, so on top of the other Black Orc buffs that you get from Grimgor and his army, if you do this, you get them more armor piercing weapon damage, and you give them more health along with frostbite attacks. But just I love the extra orc text here, you know, like, what's this do? Get my chopper nice and frosty. I love this one. This is one of my absolute favorites here. So kudos and credit to the folks who made this mod. Thank you for the laugh. That was wonderful. So that about does it for this showcase of this mod. The main purpose was, of course, the quest battle, but I had to show off a couple more because I really want to give immense credit to this mod and the folks who made it. So I will see you guys next time.